Hi! So today's my off day, so I just make a video. And so I was like, I'm just gonna make a video today and kind of just talk. I waited for an entire year to work for this company, and I just feel like, you know, I felt like I was waiting forever, and then the past 2 months have just been like a whirlwind, just like, whoa! And so, when I applied to even be a flight attendant, I didn't know I wanted to be a flight attendant. I didn't have this, you know, I didn't always know. You'll hear people say, like, I always knew, or like, this is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to work for the airlines. Has it something I've thought about before? Yes. But it was something that, like, I knew I wanted to do this? No. My first interview was a mess. Was such a mess. And, like, I still to this day, like, just laugh about it. And when I tell the story, people are like, that really happened? I'm like, yes, it did. It really did happen. I'll tell the story. So we went to, sorry, I love Twizzlers. Oh, and these, they're sugar-free Twizzlers. You literally cannot taste the difference. They taste like regular Twizzlers. I thought for a second that they accidentally mixed up their batches and put regular Twizzlers in this, and I had to check the bag twice to make sure they were sugar-free, and I wasn't making this up. No, but these Twizzlers taste amazing, so if you're trying to get that body right for summer, So, I played at a regional airline, and I'm thinking, like, I don't know if I heard, and it's so weird because with the airlines, a lot of them communicate, but sometimes they do not communicate at all. You won't hear anything from them for a while. So I didn't hear anything from this airline for a second. And in the United States, a lot of the hubs for all the airlines are all in Dallas, Texas. Like, Texas is where all the hubs are. You'll just be driving around and you'll see a hub, and there's like, I feel like there's tons. I feel like there's like 20. That's a total exaggeration, but there's a ton. And so, I go down there, I take off work, and I go down there for the interview, and I get down there and I walk in, and it's so funny because it's just like, where's the guys at? Like, there's just not a lot of guys, I feel like, you know, in the industry sometimes. And so there's a lot of women, which is amazing. But I just feel like, come on guys, get out there, go apply, go be flight attendants. It's a great job. And so I go to this interview, I walk in, and it's like 18 women and me, which, I mean, that's fun. I'm all about it. I'm like, whatever, woo, party, I'm the only guy here, this will be fun. And so walk in, and it's a bunch of these really nice ladies, all really nice. And as soon as I walk in, the lady starts looking at me kind of odd. And I'm like, this is like the front desk, this is like the lady who's the head of the recruiting process, I'm sure. And she's kind of looking at me weirdly, and I'm giving her like my passport, my driver's license, like the normal job stuff. And I had given all this prior as well. And she walks out of the room, and then she walks back in, and she calls me over. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. And she goes, how tall are you? I'm like, I'm 6'1". And she goes, oh. And I said, yeah? And she's like, well, you have to be 5'9". And I said, well, we'll just cut off the hair, just no problem. Made a joke of it, and she's like, no, like, you're just too tall to work here. And I said, there's no way. I was like, I gave you all my information, you know, I sent all my information in, I've told you guys, I had my driver's license in there, everything, all my information was given to you. She goes, well, let's just go measure you real quick. And so we go, and I'm like, which is kind of true, because there is guys that'll say, like, they'll say if they're 5'9", they'll be like, I'm 6 foot, and if they're 6 foot, they'll say I'm 6'1". So she probably was like, I know, guys always do that. They always bump up their height to be a little taller, but I'm actually like 6'1", and that's not including the hair. And so she takes me into a room, and she like measures me, and I'm like, my knees are like this. Like, I'm like, nope, not today, because I want this job so bad, and I never knew about this height thing. And so she's like, I'm sorry, but you are 6'1", and to be in our planes, because they are regional planes, you have to be 5'9". They were really nice, and I was just bummed out, because I was like, you know, I gave you this information, I took a day off, like, I don't know where it slipped up, but I was like, what the heck? And so I picked up my stuff, and I walked out, and I called an Uber. And there's this woman that came and picked me up, and I remember her name was Riza. I will never forget this woman, because she acted like she was a mob boss, taking me, like I was a hitman or something, when I told her my story. So I get in the car, and she's like, you look really nice. I'm like, thank you. I was in a full out brand new, like blue, dark blue Calvin Klein suit. I was ready. I wanted to get this job. I was gonna win. And so we get in the Uber, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Riza," and I was like, "Hello." She's like, you know, like I said, she said, "You look really nice," whatever. I was like, "Thank you." I was like, she's like, "So where are you going?" I was like, "Well," and I told her the whole story. And so she goes, "Oh no, honey, we're gonna get you a job today. Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Honestly, I'm not from here. Just take me to the closest airline around." And I said closest mainliner because my height, I knew the mainliners would have the planes that are bigger, so that I wouldn't have to worry about how tall I was or what. And so she goes, "Oh, honey, we're gonna get you that job." And so she goes, "I know where to take you." And so she takes me to the closest mainline airline, which wasn't the airline that I was like, you know, I wanted so badly, but it was a great airline, such a good airline. So anyways, we pull up to this airline, and it's like it's like a fortress. It's like has like giant fences around it, has like a security box outside. And in my head, when we were driving there, I thought that it was gonna be like you just pull up and you walk inside. No. Security fences, security, nobody's getting in. And so, but the whole time there, this Riza Uber driver lady, she's like giving me the biggest pep talk of my life. She's like, "You are smart, you are important, you're gonna win this, you're gonna kill it, you're gonna walk in, you're gonna get this job." And so we walk in, and, well, we drive in. So we drive into the security box, and Riza rolls up to the window, and she like rolls down her window like this much. She like rolls it down, and she's like, "I have somebody here for you," and then rolls it back up, and then scoots up a little bit more, and then rolls my window down. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Are we on a mission? Like, what is this? Am I like Meryl Streep from Devil Wears Prada? Like, oh, hello." Like, I was just like, thought it was the weirdest thing. Anyway, so she pulls it down, and she goes, "Be cool, be cool." And I was like laughing, like inside, I was like, this woman is hilarious. And so I was like, okay, be cool, I'll be cool. And so I rolled the window, and the lady's like, "How may I help you?" And I was like, "I had an appointment today," which was, I know it wasn't true, but I wanted a job so bad, and I was determined. And I know this is crazy. And I was like, "I have an appointment." And she goes, "Oh, okay." She goes, "What's your name?" And I told her my name. And then she goes, "I don't see you in the system here." And I was like, I should be in there. Like, I should be in there. And inside I'm like, "What are you doing? You're an idiot. Why are you doing this? This is really stupid. You know you don't have an appointment. Like, you have nothing going on here. You have nothing going for you right now. Like, this is not good. Why are you lying? This is crazy." And the other side of me is like, "Get this job. You can do this." And Riza, who's like, "Oh, honey, you got this. Oh, honey, you got this." And so we're sitting there, and the lady goes, I just don't see anything in here. I don't see an appointment in here. I don't see anything in here at all." And I was like, "Well, I had an appointment for an interview for a flight attendant, and so I should be in there." And she goes, "One second, let me just call HR real quick." Security lady's like, "That's all fine. Just pull over to the side real quick so other people can get through." I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course." And so I was like, "Riza, can you please pull over to the side?" We're waiting there, and then the lady comes out with a piece of paper, and she goes, her name's Laura, which I was like, oh my gosh, my mom's name's Lori. This is good luck. Like, something great's gonna happen here. Oh my gosh. He walks out, and I see her like from like football fields and football fields and football fields away. She's, you know, it's a giant, giant complex. And so she's walking, and I get out of Riza's, the Uber. I get out of the Uber, and I walk up to the fence, and she's like, "Hello." She's like, "I'm Laura." And I was like, "Hi, I'm Chance." I was like, and she's like, "I didn't see like an appointment here or anything." And she's like, I was like, "You know what?" And I just finally just like let it all out right there. I was like, I'm going to be really honest. I was just in the neighborhood, and I just thought I would come by, and we just have a interview right here. Like, let's just have an interview right here. And she starts bursting out laughing. Like, the lady starts laughing in front of me. And she goes, "Oh my gosh," she goes, "this is so bold." She goes, "I love it, but honey, I have 22,000 applicants, and I'm only through 4,000 of the applications to be a flight attendant." She goes, "I'm sorry, but you need to just apply." And I said, "Well, I did go on with your website, and there was no applications right now." She goes, "I know, because they're closed, because I'm going through 22,000 of the applications right now." And I said, "You know what, that is completely fine. I understand. I'm so sorry to take your time, but is there any way we can have an interview right here so I can expedite the process?" And she just looked at me again like, are you crazy? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, are you crazy? Like, what is wrong with you? And so she was like, laughed again, like laughed it off. And she's like, honestly, she's like, I really admire what you're doing here. She's like, I really like this, but it's not gonna work. Like, sorry. And I was like, well, can I just give you my email, my phone number, and blah, blah, blah. I knew I wasn't gonna get the job. I knew that she probably would never call me back, but it really made me feel good knowing that I went there for no, I didn't feel like I went there for no reason now. I went down there and I tried, and I came back. It was an $80 Uber. It was $80 Uber from all the way down there to back to the airport. But like, I felt like that was the first start to like, I'm just gonna keep pushing on and pushing on because I can do this. And so it's funny because when I got home, the airline that I've been like waiting for this entire time opened up their applications like right when I got home. And I knew, I was like, you know, even though I didn't get, you know, anything with those other airlines that I was going there for, it was great experience. It was great practice. I learned a lot. And when I went home, I went and applied for the airline that I wanted. They didn't have any open, they had applications open, but they didn't have any classes going through at the time to be a flight attendant. So I just went through my whole application. And then after that, I had the video interview, and then I had the in-person interview, and it was like falling into place, like slowly. I was like, this is starting to make sense. After that, face-to-face interview, that's the one I knew. I was like, I've got this. I've got this. And then, you know, and I've obviously faced rejection twice in one day. And then, so I was ready. I was ready for the rejection that was going to happen. If they would have kicked me out the front doors, I've been like, okay, like, you know, it's not like it hasn't happened before. And I think a lot of people get discouraged when applying for the airlines and when going to interviews because they get walked out, or, you know, they don't hear anything back from these airlines and they get super upset. Don't. Just listen to other people, watch other people, learn from other people, and you will get there. When I went for the airline I worked for now, there was a person that had this was their third time going through this process. And finally, the third time when I was going through, the other guy got through as well. And it was really like, he started bawling. He knew, because he had done it so many times too, he knew when he went into this other room that he had got the job. And so when I walked in there and he was crying, and him crying and like being all happy, I was like, that's awesome. It really is. And it was awesome to see. And I knew then too, I was like, oh my God, I think I have this. But then you realize, oh wait, then you have to go through training. Be persistent and keep pushing. I know I sound like a crazy nut when I walked up to a large airline, mainline company, and was like, walked up to the gate on the fence just talking to this lady. But I think persistence pays off. Nobody else should be discouraged to go and just try again and again and again. Do not take no for an answer. You got this. Just keep going. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I wore this 90s, okay, funny story about this shirt. So when I was moving, when I was about to leave home to go to training, I was going through my parents' old closet and I found this shirt, like I don't even know if it's 80s or if it's 90s, but I found this shirt and I was like, okay, this reminds me of my childhood, which is 90s, but I wasn't sure if this was from the 80s, so I don't know. And so I find this shirt, and so I'm in there, I'm like, this shirt is hilarious and I love it and I want to wear it. And so I'm like asking my mom about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, can I have this shirt? She's like, oh yeah, it was your dad's, you can wear it, blah, 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 you can have it, I don't care. And so I found some other good gems in there too. Today I put it on because I'm going to the grocery store, and I put it on, I realized this is not a men's shirt. Guess what I find on the inside of this shirt, safety pinned, like a true mom would, inside the shirt, just wait. Shoulder pads. This is not a man's shirt. This is a woman's shirt with shoulder pads inside. It was hooked on the inside of this. Shoulder pads. How my shoulders look. Oh man, actually, look at that. See, I see why women in the 80s and 90s did that stuff. So that's kind of like my story of how I applied at the airlines, and you know, I did. And then there was a lot more. I applied for a lot more companies than even that. I went on several video interviews, which was great practice. I went several face-to-face interviews, which was great practice. And then when my airline opened up, you know, I applied with them. It was a year-long process. Be persistent, push on. Also, go on interviews, go do everything. Just go, go, go. Just do it until you get where you need to be in life. Because if you keep pushing, you'll get there, people. So, yeah, that's all I have to say today. I'm just gonna keep eating my sugar-free Twizzlers, and I'm gonna enjoy my day off. So I will chat with you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!